Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos of the paid request. This time for Alex. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for El Mariachi, the 1992 film that was the start of Robert Rodriguez's career. Because he only made this for like $7,000, which is amazing when you look at it. I mean, yes, it doesn't have the bells and whistles because it's 7,000, but it's still fairly impressive for what he was able to do and just how he was able to cut costs. Now, before I go on, like I said, Robert Rodriguez is one of those guys that his early career had a lot of shine to it. This film I did not see till many, many years later. My introduction, I want to say my introduction to him was probably Desperado, and then from Dusk Till Dawn. I'm trying to see which I saw first. Did I see it from Dusk Till Dawn first? I can't remember, it's one or the other, but my favorite of his is From Dusk Till Dawn, and my second favorite is Desperado. Love those two movies. Desperado was pretty much the sequel to this. Antonio Banderas, to me, that was a star-making role. It has such amount of explosive action, style, energy. He's able to have the budget to let it flourish. And you got people like Steve Buscemi, and Tarantino himself was in it. Just a lot of fun. And then From Dusk Till Dawn, written by Tarantino, my favorite George Clooney performance. That's a whole lot of fun as well. I mean, I could go on for ages on those two films. It'd take like 20 minutes for me to get back to this film. After that, I don't mind The Faculty. I do like that one. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, I might have seen it in the theaters. I do think it's the weakest of the three. The thing I remember the most is Johnny Depp asking Danny Trejo, "Are you a Mexican or a Mexicant?" "I'm a Mexican." And I still don't know if that's such a great line or such an awful line. But I do remember being disappointed in that because I was a fan of Desperado. I don't know if I would say I hate the film though. But I remember going, okay. Kind of the leftovers of Desperado. Although I remember not minding Johnny Depp in it. I liked the first Sin City. Not a fan of the second one. And that's the thing, is that other than Grindhouse and Planet Terror, the series of Spy Kids films he did, I'm not a fan of any of them. I think they're all annoying. Lava Girl, Shark Boy, whatever the hell, Lava Boy, Shark Girl, whatever the hell. I'm like, what the? Okay, this is meant for his kids. Cool story. I'm not one of you kids, so I don't care. Spy Kids 3 has still one of the worst Sylvester Stallone films I've ever seen. I saw that in the theater in 3D, sadly, and that was a bad mistake. And his recent years after Grindhouse, Machete, hated Machete. That Hypnotic film he did with Ben Affleck, really lame, really lackluster. Alita Battle Angel, I know a lot of people liked. I did not. I didn't really get the whole hype. It felt like a whole season of a show trying to be pushed into one movie. So it felt like it's kind of going all over the place. I don't think it had a great flow to it. There's stuff happening, but just it felt like just. I can't remember all the other stuff he's done, but yeah, Sin City 2, the Spy Kids movies, again, Machete, Machete Kills. He produced Predators. I wasn't a fan of that, and Big Nose Adrian Brody. The guy's a long way from his heyday. And it's a shame when you watch this, you go, you had $7,000 for this. And even the little nitpicks I could give it, I'm willing to overlook it when you only had $7,000. I just, and then people saw, wow, what the hell? And then they put in post production like 200,000, just to clean it up a bit and stuff. So to be fair, you say it cost 207,000 or whatever, but he shot in 16 millimeter. He shot in 14 days. He used the bare minimum, and he put a lot of style into it. And that's what he did. He put a lot of style with the camera work, the editing, hour and 20-some minutes, the flourishes of the type of lens he would use, certain shots he would pick up, what he's able to get. Look at that, blood squibs. In a $7,000 movie, they can have blood squibs, but you can't have it in a bigger budget movie nowadays. But in a $7,000 movie, you can have a blood squib. Little explosive, simulated gunshot. So don't give me this, I can't afford it shit. A $7,000 movie was able to do it. No, you're too lazy. Shush. And there's times where the camera's like zooming around people, or the POV of someone walking into a bar, and the way it's edited where someone pulls out like even the beginning where there's people walk into a jail. And there's a camera angle here, a camera angle here, a camera angle there. If we understand the shooting, it's like he shot here and then told him, freeze, don't move. Then he moved the camera here. Okay, keep going. Freeze, don't move. Which is actually kind of a smart way of doing it. Okay, freeze, don't move. I'll go over here. Now keep walking. Freeze, don't move. Now keep walking here. This way, you gotta have all the edit in your head. Okay, they're walking. I know it's gonna be here. I know it's gonna be there. Just freeze, you know. It does make things go by quicker and cheaper, so. Instead of a dolly, he used a wheelchair. Instead of a slate, people just counted. Which, I mean, it shows that there's a lot of stuff you really don't need in making a film. But at the same time, not everybody can do this. You have a lot of these films that go straight to video, and they don't have the energy that this film had. Now, granted, because of the low budget, you don't have the exciting flourishes of action and excitement and thrills that you get in, say, Desperado, which is why I put that above this. But man, it's the little engine that could. That they got to do what he could in this. If your background is people doing stuff outside, though, construction and stuff, so sorry for that background noise. So the first shots, you have these guys in jail, which is funny because they're in jail, but then they turn around, they have guns. So I'm like, they're in jail, but they got all these guns in the jail, so I guess maybe they're working with the people in the jail. And like this one guy, he's sitting at a desk with a telephone, but I guess you say he paid off the person running this jail to the point, okay, we'll be in this jail cell, but let's keep our guns. Because his drug lord wants to kill this guy named Azul, so he sends his goons in, and they walk in, you get all these camera angles of them walking in slow motion. But then lo and behold, everyone pulls their guns out of this jail cell, shoot one, get two in the cell, and blow them away. And Azul goes, oh yeah, drug lord, oh yeah, motherfucker, okay, you try to kill me, now I'm going to get your ass. Your ass is grass. Here comes the lawnmower. Go and get you. So he walks out of jail in slow motion, he got a suitcase of weaponry. Which is an interesting idea, the guitar case, I should say. That's important. The guitar case of weaponry. Meanwhile, you have this mariachi traveling, which I guess this guy, who's the star of the film, he starred in a lot of the home movies Robert Rodriguez would do. He helped produce this film. he would appear once in a while. He's one of Antonio Banderas' buddies in Desperado, who also had a guitar case. I think he was also one of the deputies in Planet Terror, along with Tom Savini and Michael Biehn. So once in a while he still works with Rodriguez. And just these little moments that make it work. For example, here's a guy just chopping ice in this little stand. And sure, buy a coconut. Taste a coconut, gets the tip. Here's a straw. Here you go. Now, apparently they forgot for him to pay. So they had to add in the voice. Oh, he's doing it for free. Of course, the question is, why the hell would you want to do this for free? But again, they forgot to shoot the scene where he paid the guy, so it makes it seem as if he just stole the thing. So, but I mean, hey, there you go. Just add it in. Okay, I don't know why he's doing it for free, but he's just doing it for free. Just there are people, I mean, for example, near here, there's a beach you could go to, and there'll be a guy that put up a stand, but he ain't giving that shit for free. He'd be like, okay, you want this? Great, I mean, that way if people are thirsty or something, they buy something there because it's so far away from a store. That's what some people do. They put a little stand because it's too far away from any other store. You want this? Here you go. Exchange of money? There you go. So while he's going into town, the other guy with the guitar case, Azul, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. If so, I apologize. He goes to his bar. And like I said, I just appreciate the style. Because it felt like with directors back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, they really wanted to go full force. And yes, sometimes that could be irritating. Sometimes that could be distracting. But I think more times than not, it shows that they want to impress. And it shows a lack of laziness. If I can see that at least you're not being lazy, I could give you some credit for that. So, okay, let's show a POV of him walking to the bar, and he kills these three guys. Now, granted, it's funny how he shoots one, and the two don't try to escape, they just sit there. He even turns this one guy, and the guy's just, I'm like, throw the table over, kick the guy in the shin, do something. He just sits there. I just guess he can't, because if he does something more, it may screw up the take, and they can't do another take. I do like the little addition. He leaves, the guy tries to call, he turns back, you think the guy's going to get killed, but no, he pays for his beer, then walks back out again in slow motion. There's a lot of style to this, which I can appreciate. So they're looking for a guy with a guitar case, so of course the mariachi, who was in there before, in that bar, but was told to get the hell out. We already got someone to play. It was like this crappy piano thing. Keyboard. I should say this keyboard. Bad guy sees he's got a guitar case. Bad guys who work for the drug cartel guy. So they chase him. He's mistaken identity. He's hunted down. And so, again, how do you shoot action scenes with $7,000 to your name? Okay, here's a truck. He climbs up the truck in slow-mo. These guys are not paying attention, so they accidentally shoot each other. He smacks one guy in the face to death, takes the guy's gun, shoots over here. And the editing is I think, it's fairly decent, where I'm understanding the geography of where people are at. And yeah, once in a while there are mistakes here and there. Like there's a bit when he gets this gun, it's like an Uzi. He's walking with it on his shoulder, and there's like a pole, and he accidentally hits it with the pole, but he keeps going. So imagine this is a pole, and he accidentally hits the tip of it. So it's like, but he keeps going. And then also the same shot, this is about 57 minutes in, the camera almost like dips a bit, as if he was going to say cut, but then change his mind. I think about 57 minutes and 30 seconds in, he actually hits his gun against the pole, and you see the camera kind of dips a bit, but then comes back. I don't know, also, maybe they're going back where they tripped on something, or they were thinking, nah, okay, should I cut? No, I won't cut. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's on the commentary, which I don't have I don't have it anymore. I used to have a DVD. I don't know what happened to it, so I watched it online. Now, it's not a whole lot of action sequences, which he definitely fits that with Desperado, with that bar scene and when they're fighting on the streets. That and for a variety of reasons. Antonio Banderas, the lead guy here is fine, but Antonio just has much more presence and much more of that star power quality, that look, acting, better actor. This guy isn't a bad actor, but Antonio's a better actor, so just some would almost say this Desperado's a remake of this, but it's I could see that, but I see what they mean because it's a guy going to a bar, just like here. Chaos in a bar, people getting killed in the bar, just like in this. You're El Mariachi meeting this beautiful woman, and that one's Selma Hayek, and another one who works. This one works at a bar. But it is a sequel. Because they have a flashback to this film, but they reshot it to put Antonio Banderas in it. But yeah, the lead guy and the girl meets at a bar, they do fine. You know, they're not that bad or that shabby. I like that she's not sure about it, so he gets him by the balls, literally, in the tub, and forces him to play guitar. Probably making sure, you know, are you really a guitar player, or are you just... So he's getting nervous, and, well, come on, play. Okay. And then he plays the guitar, and then she kind of warms up to him, and eventually they'll fall in love and stuff. Like most crazy kids do. Anytime a lady puts a knife on my balls, I decide to fall in love with her too. Don't we all? That's the way you get a man, ladies. Put a knife by their balls when you're in a tub. And if you're still alive and not bleeding, it's time for love. That happens to us all the time. Now, he also has these dream scenes. Now, they're also stylistic with how the way the camera lenses are, but I don't really know what the point of these dream scenes were. They might have explained it and I forgot, and if I apologize for forgetting, but it's like he'll see a little kid playing, and then there'll be like a disembodied head, and there's a point where the kid will have like the head next to him. I'm kind of sitting there going, is this something about his past and I forgot about it? And that's what I'm sitting there going, what the hell is that about? Like, what is that? What is the point of that? I don't know. Like, if I missed it, I apologize. You do feel free to explain to me as to what the hell that was all about. You feel free to explain to me. Maybe I missed it. It was something about his past and something that happened and it just went over my head. And of course, you know, throughout it, he's trying to stay alive. Of course, there's a bit where one takes the wrong guitar case. So our El Mariachi realizes that this guy's got the case, so he goes after him. The bad guys think they got the guy, but he's got the guitar case, so they let him go. Then they think they got this guy, and they take him to the drug cartel, and the cartel goes, that's not him, what are you doing? So they throw him out. Now, because of lack of budget, the ending kind of comes off as a little bit I don't want to say anticlimactic, but it's just one of those things that it ends this way because of the budget limitations they had. And what I mean by that is the bad guy, Azul, gets the girl. The cartel realizes that she likes the El Mariachi, so screw her, so shoots her. Then shoots the guy Azul, and the fact that all this build up with this guy didn't really result in him getting any of the bad guys, not even going down in a blaze of glory. It's kind of, I don't know, little anticlimactic for that character, his fate. Then the El Mariachi gets there. He gets wounded in the hand, so he'll never be able to play guitar right again. And the guy just laughs maniacally, ha 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 ha, bit over the top. Now you see he's grabbing for the gun, and all the other people are seeing him, and instead of firing at him, they just part like the Red Sea, and then the guy shoots the bad guy. And I guess because, hey, this guy treated us like crap anyway, I'm gonna light my matchstick on you like you did to me earlier, buddy. And they leave their mariachi alone. Of course you're thinking, if that easy, there's like 30 of you. You all could have shot this guy to begin with if it was that easy. Why didn't you do it in the first place? This makes you wonder, like, if it was that easy, you 30 guys, why didn't you just shoot this drug cartel in the first place? There you go. And then you'd be done. In fact, wouldn't they be more pissed? Like, okay, this guy treats us like crap, but we're not going to get paid anymore. You screwed our money over. But I don't know. That's happened a lot throughout movies where the good guy kills the bad guy, and then the other bad guy's just, well, he's done. It depends on which movie, whether you believe it or not. I think most people would be so vindictive, they don't want to lose and they'll kill the good guy anyway, but I mean, various movies have done that. Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Moved the other way, he kicked up the Sandman. It just depends. But I do like the way it's shot. It's in particular the way it's edited. I do think this is a tightly edited movie. Didn't overstay his welcome at 80-some minutes long. The little kind of nice mistakes. What I mean by that is, not even mistakes, but the last bit where he's got this motorcycle that the girl had and her dog. As he's preparing it, there's a turtle. You see a turtle pass by on the road. Apparently that was never planned, but that's a nice little addition there. The music is fine, but you know, the soundtrack would get a bit better in Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn and some of those movies where you get a little bit more money to play with soundtrack-wise, music-wise, composing-wise. So the music does feel a bit on the cheaper side, but it was fine enough for this movie. Again, it's not action-packed. There's a couple little action scenes. Like I said, the thing that makes me give credit to it is just, again, the fact that you're able to do all this on such a low budget shows what you're capable of if you put your mind to it. Like, you tell that this guy was a hard worker. You know, I like the 16mm format. I mean, I love the 35mm format as well, but 60mm, I think that's the same way the first Evil Dead was shot among other movies, and it just has a distinct look to it. Something tangible to the look of the film compared to today where everything's so clean and pristine and smooth that it feels so much more artificial. Not all, but a lot of times it takes me out of it. But it's nice to feel that tangibleness of 16mm film. And it's just a shame, like, this guy was able to do all with such a tiny budget, and then What budget was Hypnotic? And like I said, if anyone knows about that dream scene, please feel free to tell me, and you'd call me an idiot because I screwed up. What was the budget of this? Hypnotic. With Ben Affleck. Which I reviewed and I forgot. 65 million. $65 million. And he made a film that's so forgettable and boring, with some bad effects, lackluster story, one of Ben Affleck's worst performances. What happened to what happened to Robbie Rod? We can call that. What happened to Robbie Rod? What happened to him? What happened to this guy? Should ask my friend Effrey. Because I know he was a big Robert Rodriguez fan too. I should ask him, hey Effrey, what happened to Robert Rodriguez? Please tell me. Because I don't get it. And if you're wondering, I'm looking up his filmography. El Mariachi, liked it. Desperado, love it. From Dusk Till Dawn, love it. The Faculty, good one. Not a Spy Kids fan. He did Spy Kids 1, Spy Kids 2, Spy Kids 3. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, disappointing, although compared to films today, probably looked at in a better light. Sin City, enjoyable. Shark Boy Lava Girl, don't give a fuck. Planet Terror, his last good one. Shorts, who cares? Machete, sucks. Machete Kill sucked. Sin City Damn the Kill For sucked. Lead Battle Angel, not for me. And he's doing these kids films, We Can Be Heroes. What, the song from Godzilla? We Can Be Heroes. No. Happier Than Ever, A Love Letter to Los Angeles? For Disney? Original film stream, wow. Starring Billie Eilish. He did another Spy Kids film, Armageddon? I didn't know he did another Spy Kids film, 2023. And then he did this thing called 100 Years, this experimental thing with John Malkovich, which has been put into a vault and will not be seen until 2115, when all of us are dead. Hence why it's called 100 Years, the movie you will never see. Because it's put into a vault and there's a timer on it and will only open until 2115. Which, okay. Fuck. But kudos to this film. Like I said, the ending, it is what it is. It's just at the end it kind of just ends. I would say a little bit flat, but I think just the limitations of the budget. It couldn't be this big action set piece where he goes and trying to get the girl and takes out the other bad guys. But I guess if you do that but do it poorly, would that really be better? Eh. Or maybe with the low budget it'd be like Samurai Cop or something. But overall, I did like it. I did like the film. I will say it made me want to go rewatch Desperado. Maybe even Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Maybe one day. But the requests come first. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys later. And Robbie Rod, forget it. Later.